Hi viewers, in this video we will discuss about Flight Information Service. Flight Information Service is the fourth objective of air traffic services. Flight Information Service shall be provided to all aircraft which are likely to be affected by the information and which are provided with Air Traffic Control Service or otherwise known to the relevant air traffic service units. When air traffic service units provide both flight information service and air traffic control service, the provision of air traffic control service shall have precedence over the provision of flight information service whenever the provision of air traffic control services so requires. It is recognized that in certain circumstances, aircraft on final approach, landing, takeoff and climb may require to receive without delay essential information other than that pertaining to the provision of air traffic control service. Flight information service shall include the provision of pertinent SIGMET, information concerning pre-eruption volcanic activity, volcanic eruptions and volcanic ash clouds, information concerning the release into the atmosphere of radioactive materials or toxic chemicals, information on changes in the serviceability of navigation aids, information on changes in condition of aerodromes and associated facilities, including information on the state of the aerodrome movement areas when they are affected by snow, ice or significant depth of water, information on unmanned free balloons, and any other information which is likely to affect the safety. Flight information service provided to flight shall also include the provision of information concerning weather conditions reported or forecasted departure, destination and alternate aerodromes, collision hazards to aircraft operating in classes C, D, E, F and G. For flight over water areas, insofar as practicable and when requested by a pilot, any available information such as radio call sign, position, true track, speed, etc. of surface vessels in the area. Flight information service provided to Visual Flight Rules Flight shall also include the provisions of available information concerning traffic and weather conditions along the route of the flight that are likely to make operations under the Visual Flight Rules impracticable. Routine air reports by pilot in command. Aircraft shall make routine air reports at the designated MET reporting points on designated ATS routes and special observations whenever requested by a meteorological office for specific observation or whenever encountered following weather phenomenon: moderate to severe turbulence, severe icing, hail, cumulonimbus clouds, low-level wind shear, and any meteorological condition in the opinion of the pilot in command is likely to affect aircraft operation. Special air reports by pilot in command. Special air reports shall be made by all aircraft whenever the following conditions are encountered or observed: moderate or severe turbulence, moderate or severe icing, severe mountain wave, thunderstorms without hail or with hail that are obscured, embedded, widespread or in square lines, heavy dust storm or heavy sandstorm, volcanic ash cloud, pre-eruption volcanic activity or volcanic eruption, runway braking action encountered is not good as reported. So when receiving special reports by voice communication concerning braking action encountered that is not as good as that reported, air traffic service unit shall forward them without delay to the appropriate aerodrome operator. Actions by air traffic controller in case of routine and special air reports. Air traffic service unit should transmit as soon as practicable routine and special air reports to the associated meteorological office. Air Traffic Service Unit should also transmit as soon as practicable special air reports to other aircraft concerned and to the other air traffic service units concerned. Recording and transmission of information on the progress of flights. Information on the actual progress of flights, including those of heavy or medium unmanned free balloons under neither Air Traffic Control Service nor Air Traffic Advisory Service, shall be recorded by the Air Traffic Service Unit serving the flight information region within which the aircraft is flying in such a manner that it is available for reference and in case it is requested for search and rescue action. Transmitted by the Air Traffic Service Unit, receiving the information to other Air Traffic Service Unit concerned when they are requesting or so required. Transfer of responsibility for the provision of flight information service. The responsibility for the provision of flight information service to a flight normally passes from the appropriate Air Traffic Service Unit in an flight information region to the appropriate Air Traffic Service Unit in the adjacent flight information region at the time of crossing the common flight information region boundary. However, when coordination is required but communication facilities are inadequate, the former Air Traffic Service Unit shall, as far as practicable, will continue to provide flight information service to the flight until the time the flight has established two-way communication with the next Air Traffic Service Unit in the flight information region in which it is entering. Transmission of information. Information shall be disseminated to aircraft by one or more of the following means. The preferred method of direct transmissions on the initiative of the appropriate Air Traffic Service Unit to an aircraft, ensuring that receipt is acknowledged, or they can make a general call, unacknowledged transmission to all aircraft concerned, or a broadcast, or by using data link. It should be recognized that in certain circumstances, during the last stages of a final approach, it may be impracticable for aircraft to acknowledge the direct transmissions via the headroom control tower. The use of general calls shall be limited to cases where it is necessary to disseminate essential information to several aircraft without delay. For example, the sudden occurrence of hazards, a change of the runway news, or the failure of a key approach and landing aid. Automated Terminal Information Service (ATIS) is intended to provide a pilot with a range of information to enable him to make a definite decision about his approach and landing or takeoff. It reduces the communication load on the air traffic service VHF air-ground communication channels. The ATIS broadcast message, as far as practicable, should not exceed 30 seconds. The language used for ATIS broadcast shall be English. The information communicated shall relate to a single aerodrome, but it can be for multiple runways. The information communicated shall be updated immediately whenever a significant change occurs. The preparation and dissemination of the ATIS message shall be the responsibility of the Air Traffic Service Unit as per local arrangements. Individual ATIS message shall be identified by a designator in the form of a letter of the ICAO spelling alphabet. And when aircraft will come in first contact with the Air Traffic Service Unit, they will say like this: we have monitor information Charlie. So it means that the pilot has monitored the information available on Automatic Terminal Information Service. Aircraft shall acknowledge receipt of the information upon establishing communication with the ATS unit. The aerodrome control tower shall, when replying to the message above or in the case of arriving aircraft, appropriate air traffic service unit shall provide the aircraft with the current altimeter setting when first cleared to an altitude below the transition level. Even in few cases, the controller will provide the altimeter setting in the first contact. For example, call sign of the aircraft, clear to destination, monitor information 126.6, which is the ATIS frequency, QNH 1014. And the aircraft will reply, monitor information Charlie, QNH 1014. Thereafter, the meteorological information shall be extracted from the local meteorological routine or special report. And when rapidly changing meteorological conditions make it inadvisable to include a weather report in the ATIS, the ATIS message shall indicate that the relevant weather information will be given on the initial contact with the appropriate ATS unit. Information contained in a current ATIS, the receipt of which has been acknowledged by the captain of the aircraft concerned, need not to be included in the direct VHF transmission to the aircraft, except the altimeter setting, which we have already discussed. If an aircraft acknowledges receipt of an ATIS that is no longer current, which is only possible through the designator, which will be reported in the direct communication by the pilot in command to the controller. Thereafter, the controller, after ensuring the currency of ATIS, shall advise the aircraft to monitor the current ATIS. The automated terminal information service will include following information: name of the aerodrome, designator, the word information, and the identification letter from the ICAO alphabet, time of observation, type of approach to be expected, the runway in use, significant runway surface condition if appropriate. It will also include the braking action, transition level, other essential operational information, surface wind direction and speed including significant variations, visibility or RVR. So it will be like this. This is Paris Airport, information Charlie, time of observation 0200, expect ILS approach runway 27, runway condition code 666 and so on, transition level 60. Thereafter, wind speed and direction will be like this: wind 250 degrees 12 knots, gusting to 20 knots, visibility 4000 meters, and so on. Thereafter, it will further include present weather, thereafter cloud below 5000 feet or cloud below the highest minimum sector altitude, whichever is greater, and if it is cumulonimbus, it has to be reported. Thereafter, it will include air temperature, dew point, altimeter setting, any available information on significant meteorological phenomena which has been observed in the approach and climb out areas, including wind shear, and information on recent weather of operational significance which are contained in the MET report. Thereafter, it will include trend forecast or specific ATIS instruction that after monitoring this information, arrival has to contact which frequency and departure has to contact clearance delivery. So we have reached to the end of this session. Hope you have enjoyed it. Please share your views in the comment section. Thanks for watching.
Click, 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 click.